What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another What to Buy on eBay video. We've got some vintage collection and lots of vintage Kenner items, and I've got buy it nows as well as auctions. In the video description, there will be an eBay affiliate link for each of the items covered, and if you use those to bid early and then come back to try to win, it does help out the channel, so I appreciate those of you that use those affiliate links. I also have two new Patreon supporters that I needed to say thank you to and give a shout out to. First is channel supporter Ryan Jewell. Thank you so much for joining up. And then channel benefactor Bill Weber. So thank you both for joining the Patreon ranks. And thanks to all my Patreon supporters who get my videos 24 hours early, as well as buy it now alerts for items on eBay. So let's go ahead and dig in. We've got some vintage collection first. The first one is a special action figure set for the villain set that has the Stormtrooper Darth Vader as well as the Death Squad Commander. This one looks to be in really great shape. It looks case fresh to me. I take that back. There's one little ding on the back at the very bottom on this one, so bid accordingly. And, you know, for all of these items, make sure you vet the sellers, make sure that you are comfortable with the condition of all of these items. But this is a little ding I didn't see, but it should help keep the price down maybe just a little bit with that little ding in the lower left-hand corner on the back. It's unfortunate it has that ding because the rest of it is in really great shape. Unpunched, special action figure set. This one is over in the UK, so this one's kind of designed for my UK viewers since the shipping for those of us in the US is pretty expensive. Right now, it's at 31 pounds. This one ends in 8 days, 4 hours, so you got plenty of time on that one. This seller has a number of TVC 1.0 unpunched that all end Sunday afternoon. So I only included one of them, I believe, but go ahead and check out the other inventory by clicking on the seller's other items for this listing for Barriss Offee Jedi Padawan. VC51. They all look to be in pretty good shape, and I think that they all include figure shields. So you can go check out the other inventory. Right now, the bid on this one's only $225, $9 shipping, and again, they all end Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon. And there are a number of different TVC 1.0 unpunched and in pretty good condition. That one's Barriss Offee. All right, I'm showing this one just to make people aware of it, but you need to really take a look at the close-ups of this unpunched Clone Commander Cody. And I put that in quotes because it does look to be unpunched to me. That's to me, all right? It looks like they had either a pinhole or something, you know, a pin holding this one up on a wall because it's got a couple of little defects that I wanted to make sure to point out. But it looks like an unpunched Clone Commander Cody. Could the hole punch have, or could the hanger tab have been reinserted back in? I suppose it's possible, okay? So I'm just trying to make people aware that at least at first glance, this appears to be an unpunched Clone Commander Cody. And the bids seem to be supporting that. It's at $122.50 right now. This one ends Sunday morning at 9:19 Eastern Time. But we all know how expensive an unpunched Clone Commander Cody is. We've seen some big numbers here lately. $700, $800, and last year this one was over $1,000 for an unpunched one. So again, this is me just making people aware of this item that is for sale at auction. You need to take a look at the close-ups and make sure that you're comfortable with the condition on it. It has some kind of defects and things like that. It's not perfect, but it is what appears to be an unpunched Clone Commander Cody. That one ends, again, Sunday morning at 9:19 a.m. Eastern Time. You Changed is back. This seller is one I've bought from in the past for nice, harder defined, loose graded UKG items, and they haven't been on eBay in a while, and they did finally come back with some nice gems, and I didn't include everything that they have at auction right now. So again, go to the seller's other items and make sure you toggle the area that you're searching from this seller to worldwide. You need to do that in order to check out the other items if you're here in the US. Otherwise, it won't pull up everything. But he's got a Lily Letty R2D2, it's only graded UKG 60, but keep in mind that Lily Letty R2D2s are very tough to find in high-grade condition. And they're still very expensive, even in low-grade condition like this one is. But this is the Lily Letty, made in Mexico. Right now, the bid's at 36 pounds. This one ends Saturday afternoon, 4:01 p.m. Eastern time. So, again, change your time frame if you're in the UK or if you're in different time zones. But that is a beauty and very tough to find no matter what grade it is. You can see it's got obvious defects, cracks to the dome, damage to the sticker. But the R2D2 Lily Letty is a very desirable variant. He also has a higher grade Lily Letty Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I did some close-ups on this one just to double check it, and it appears to be everything correct. It has the thicker tip Lily Letty saber. It also has kind of the mascara eyes for the Lily Letty Obi-Wan, as well as what he's known for, which is kind of the higher feet, the heels on this. The heels and soles on this Lily Letty Obi-Wan are known to be kind of thicker heels. So you can kind of see that on that one. So I think it's the Lily Letty. Everything looks legit to me, and it's a UKG 80%, no COO Lily Letty with the gray hair. So that's another beauty. That one's at 52 pounds right now, and again, that one ends Saturday afternoon. But go check out the other listings, because he's got some other Spanish figures, things like that. Here is one of the Spanish figures that he has listed. It's a UKG 85% PBP circle foot Chewbacca with the dark pouch. Very beautiful figure. And, there's several different variants for the Spanish figure, but this one's got the darker pouch and the circle on foot variant, and it looks to be in really great shape overall. That one's at 29 pounds and ends Saturday afternoon. Brian's Toys is back. I've got several of his that I'm going to show you here, but this one is the Power of the Force Yak Face, graded UKG 90%, old case style. It's at auction, but it is a 90% grade. Straight 90s for the sub scores, and that's a beauty. That one is at $340 US. His items in Sunday afternoon. This one ends at 4:37 Eastern time. So UKG 90% loose graded yak face. And we're going to get back to Brian's Toys a little bit later on with some of the graded vintage mint on cards. But I wanted to show you quickly this seller that has a number of mint on card die casts that are available. The photos are not great, so just keep in mind that you need to zoom in on the condition for these. But they're varying condition, but they are mint on card and seem to be in fairly good shape. This is the unpunched die cast Imperial TIE Fighter mint on card. It looks to have a clear blister. That one's at $92 right now, and that one ends Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. He also has the die cast Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. That one also is unpunched, and again, it does have some condition issues, which he was kind enough to show. Some faint veins to the front of the card, but it is unpunched. The back looks excellent. Probably a 75 grade given those veins on the card, but it's clear blister, unpunched, and right now that's only at $82. And again, that one ends Saturday at 8:15 Eastern time. He has another one, which is the X-Wing Fighter, clear blister again, and again unpunched. That one's at $102.50. That one ends Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But it's three beautiful clear blister, unpunched, die-cast mint on card at auction. And I really enjoy showing auctions right now because the prices are kind of all over the map. I've seen some really high prices, and even on Facebook and Rogue 5 Toys, there have been a lot of sales here lately, very strong sales. So I don't know if we've bounced off the lows or if people just have more money to spend right now that the holidays have come and gone. But there have been a number of incredible items that have sold on Rogue 5 Toys, and also CIB at the end of this video. You're not going to believe some of the items that they've had here lately, so I want to show you those that are still available. Next up is a yellowed blister Zuckuss mint on card 48 back C. It does have a price sticker in the upper right hand corner, but it is unpunched. Again, yellowed blister on this one, so keep that in mind with your bidding. But the card itself is in great shape, just some light wear here and there. I think that this would grade out at a yellowed 80. And this one, has a really nice blister. It's just unfortunately yellowed. And this one's at auction, $91. This one ends Monday evening at 6:31 Eastern time. So very desirable card back, great card art on that one. Next up is the AT-AT driver. This is a 41 back clear blister, and the card looks to have some issues at the top of the card there, as you can see, but the blister is in pretty good shape overall, just some light wear here and there to it. A little bit of a heat seal issue at the lower right portion of the blister where they overheated it and it caused it to kind of curl in on the blister. That does happen with some of these 41 backs, even 48 backs. There's a lot of defects when it comes to sealing the blister to the card, and I showed you that with my 48 back Yoda that I got back from CAS, kind of some overwrapping, things like that. So it's just a notorious issue with a lot of the Empire Strikes Back card backs. This 41 back clear blister AT-AT driver, this one ends Sunday evening at 9:45 Eastern time. The current bid is at $99. Only one bid on that one. Probably, if I'm going to guess, it's probably going to grade out at a 75 for the card, 75 or 80 for the blister, and then an 85 for the figure. So I would guess that this is probably a 75 plus grade 41 back AT-AT driver. Next up, I've got a beautiful tri-logo Palitoy Emperor. The blister itself is in immaculate shape. You can see the etched edges on that one, a couple of little dings there. Look at the bottom of the blister there. Again, this is the etched style blister that was factory applied. So, you know, those etches on the side, those little kind of rivulets, if you will, are factory applied rivulets. But he does have one little ding on the front of the blister there, and then on the bottom it also does have one little ding. On the back of the card, I did want to point out that there's some faint spider veins at the bottom on the back of the card back. The rest of the card is in great shape. The front of the card is in great shape. I think it has an outside chance at an overall 80 grade, and it's at auction, so that's why I'm including this one. But a beautiful example of the tri-logo Emperor. Right now the bid is only at $26. This one ends at 5:41 Eastern time. So there you go on that one. Next up, back to Brian's Toys. As I promised, he has an AFA 80 made in Mexico clear blister Darth Vader. It does have some sticker residue in the upper right hand corner. It is a punched example, but it does say made in Mexico on this one. 80, 80, 85 are the sub scores. 77 back A, immaculate condition, really, really nice. This one's at $225.50 right now and ends Sunday at 1:43 Eastern time. He also does have Ramba available for sale at auction. This is the Power of the Force Ramba, unpunched, yellowed blister, obviously, as most of them are. This one is an overall 80 grade. 80, 80, 85 are the sub scores, but a beautiful unpunched card. The current bid on that one is at $152.50. This one ends at Sunday, 12:57 Eastern time is when this one ends. So two beautiful mint on cards from Brian Toys. And then he also has this one, which I thought was an interesting one, 41 back D Boba Fett, offerless, and it's an AFA 50, and it's straight 50s. So, you know, this is something we talk about all the time with Empire Strikes Back mint on card Boba Fett's, is that they degrade inside the blister. And this one is heavily degraded. You can see how much the plastic has degraded on this one. And all of the subscores are 50s. So, you know, this is your chance for those of you maybe on a little bit tighter of a budget, but you want a mint on card Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Here you go. I mean, this is a 50 grade, but it is already graded, and all of the sub scores are low. And it's also a clear blister, which I wanted to point out because, you know, if usually with a lower grade Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett mint on card 50 grade, usually there's something wrong with the blister. In this case, it's just, you know, it's got some issues, certainly at a 50 grade, probably a crack somewhere here and there, but it is mint on card. So if you're looking for one, a budget friendly, it's still going to be expensive, folks. This one's at $718. This one also ends Sunday at 1:54 Eastern time, but that's about as budget as you're going to get for a graded mint on card ESB Boba Fett. Here is a Boba Fett, a Power of the Force Amanamon AFA 85 yellowed blister, no price sticker, unpunched. This is a really nice example, and this one has subscores of 80, 85, 85 for the Amanamon. This one also has that auction, but I will say this one is down in Australia, so keep that in mind that you'll have to pay Australia shipping and have to risk getting it here safely. But this seller is pretty prevalent on eBay and always packs pretty well because he's got pretty good feedback. 1,300 sales 95% feedback. So, make sure to check out the seller's feedback in more detail. But for those of you in Australia, this is probably a really good one, especially because it's not going to have to ship as far as it will for items going from Australia to here. And I've bought items in Australia before. I bought that from that seller, Lumat, and several other Australian sellers, and I've not had any issues getting it here safely. But I did want to at least point this one out because it's at auction and it's a very high grade Monomon unpunched no price sticker. Right now the bid is at $501 US, and it ends Monday at 2:44 a.m. Eastern time. So you're going to have to use a sniper software unless you're a night owl or a vampire. Next up is an AFA 80 Power of the Force Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper disguise. We know how expensive this one is. It does have the ugly Toys R Us price sticker, and it is a punched example. Right now the bid is at $459. This one ends Saturday at 8:40 Eastern time. But there you go. If you're looking for a beautiful high-grade Luke Stormtrooper, 75, 85, 85. So you get 285 subscores on that one. And hopefully the 75 subscore and the fact that it's punched with the Toys R Us price sticker, maybe that keeps the price down a little bit, but I doubt it, just given what Luke Stormtroopers have done here lately. I just feel like they keep going higher and higher in price. Okay, now we're digging into the big boy items, okay? And I sent these out to my Patreon supporters in buy it now alerts because CIB/AFA, they listed a bunch of very high grade mint on cards, Kenner as well as Tri-Logo as well as Meccano French card backs that were all very high grade, and they were all buy it now situations, and it has been a feeding frenzy over the last 4 or 5 days on eBay. And I know a number of you have already picked them up through my buy it now alerts, but I wanted to show you some of the items that are still available that I thought were particularly nice. Now, they do have a make an offer option, but I can tell you already that they're not coming off very much on the prices. Everything that has been selling in a make an offer situation, they've only been coming off like $50 to $75. Sometimes for the more expensive items that I'm going to show you in a second, they've been coming off like $100 to $125. So just keep in mind that they're going to kind of ignore your make an offer options if they're low. So don't bother with low bids because they're not taking them. I can just tell you that right now. And I have a mint on card market update where I go through a number of these sales that have already occurred. I picked up 2 of them. They're supposed to be here today as of the making of this video, so I'm sure I'll show them off to you. But here is one that I thought was not a terrible deal, even at the current list price. It's an AFA 85 unpunched transition card for the AT-AT driver. So this is the 48 back Neonum offer, AFA 85, and here are the subscores on it: 85, 85, 85, AT-AT driver. So this is a very desirable, lower kind of manufacturing number of the AT-AT driver, clear blister, and it's $850 right now. Now, for example, for the Cloud Car Pilot, I bought an AFA 80 for this card back for about the same price, and I'm really tempted on this one. I think this is not a bad buy, even at the current list price. But there is a make an offer. I'm guessing they'll only take about $775 to $800 for it. Otherwise, they've just been kind of ignoring the offers. But that's a beauty and one that I would consider because I think that one's pretty fairly priced as is. Now I'm going to show you the Meccano 20 backs that they have available. This one is an AFA 80 clear blister Jawa 80, 85, 85. It's unpunched, no price sticker, and it's $850. That price is not bad, even at the current list price. But he is doing a make an offer. There are a number of watchers on it. It doesn't show you how many right now, but it's at $850 right now. I'm guessing they'll take $775 to $800 for it. I have an AFA U80 of this one, and I paid more than what the list price is on that one for mine. So I think $850 is a great list price. They also have the Death Squad Commander on the same card back. It's also an AFA 80. The current list price is $1,500 make an offer. That might be a little high on this one because this is probably the second most plentiful or readily available for these Meccano 20 backs. It's got an archival case, 75, 85, 85 are the sub-scores, and it's a punched example. So that one's really tempting. I'd like to have that one to pair with my Jawa, but I've already spent money. I bought 2 mint on cards already, and that's all I can afford right now. So I have to stay away from it. So I think that me personally, if I'm going to pick any of the remaining inventory that CIB has available, those 2 Meccanos are high on the list, as well as this Ben Kenobi. He's kind of the third most readily available. The Jawa is the most plentiful, then the Death Squad Commander, and then the Ben Kenobi. So they've got the 3 most plentiful still available here. This one's only an AFA 60 archival case, 75/50 because it's got a crack to the blister, and then an 80 for the figure score. I don't know where the crack is on it, but I'm assuming it's either up here at the top or in one of the corners there. But I can promise you that it does have a crack on that blister, since it only has a 50 sub-score for the blister. But it's at $1,500, make an offer. There are a number of watchers on that one as well. But, you know, for the remaining inventory, those 4 stick out to me as probably the fairest prices. But take that for what you will. I don't know Meccano prices very well, other than the Jawa, since I own one. But those are some beauties. Anyway, I hope you find something that fits the bill. Please use the eBay affiliate links in the video description, as it does help out the channel. Thanks as always for watching, and thanks again to my Patreon supporters, and I'll be back soon.